Placed in a world without change, you must create fate by watering an ancient plant, determine a future, and live with it. This is the Steam description for Fatum Betula, a short game by Bryce Bucher. Despite it only taking a few hours to see what it has to offer, it gets its meaning across in my opinion. Symbolism and such. I went into this game completely blind, besides some glowing reviews from my brother in my mind, who had recommended it to me several years back. This is not a game with any combat, or abilities, or anything big like that. You get to walk around a little world, and interact with it in whatever small way you can. This is a world of stagnation. It's a game of mystery, and a story of many themes. So let's explore it. I'll be going through this game in the exact way I have it recorded here. My actions and order of things are identical to how I'll present them, and everything up to a certain point was done entirely on my lonesome, which I'll let you know where I had to look things up to get all the achievements. Note that there is an area and some scenes in this game that will flash on screen. I'll mark where these scenes begin with text as well as this sound. I'll also mark where they end with text as well as this other sound. Let's begin. It's some kind of church or holy site. In here is the titular plant, to which the caretaker of the church ominously floats towards you. Consider this tree and our land to be one and the same. A synecdoche. Both are kept between the living and the dead. This ancient water holds its roots in limbo. As such, everything here has failed to accept entropy. I've considered us to have not existed in a previous state at all. This plant is our fate, and its water our fuel. I will provide you with the tools to make alterations. Do whatever you must, but don't feed it with what you bleed. This tree represents the state of this world, the endless water flowing around it fueling it. The creature, who is literally referred to as the guy, gives you 3 vials to fill with whatever liquid you please. At the very least, we're able to leave the church and head on our way. This is the hub world, serving as a way to easily access the main areas. The way back to the church manifests as a floating wooden door with this peculiar eye symbol on it. In this hub is another NPC, up against some brush overlooking a pond. This cat-looking fellow.
I don't know how long I've been here. There's constant pain in my empty stomach.
This is the beast, or as I call it, the cat. It's implied he's been in this world for a while, but he won't move. And this is a common theme amongst the NPCs here. They're always bound to one location. Just like the world itself, all other life within it is trapped in their current way for one reason or another. The cat will be very important for the fates of this world, so keep him in mind. Some people might call this a horror game, but I'd more so consider Fatum Betula to be more of a surrealist game. There's no way to die or even fail here. If you're familiar with something like LSD Dream Emulator, I could kind of compare it to that, but nothing throughout my playthrough was particularly scary, except maybe an area or two. To the right when leaving the church is a small wooden bridge leading to another area. We're sent to what appears to be a serene forest. Right off the path is a sword and a note. If you're reading this, I am dead. This tool once aided my research, and I hope it will do you the same. Be warned, I fear this blade has become weak with age, and it may only have a few strikes left in it. So we now have the blade, which can be equipped through the left side of the inventory. Besides that is a pond, and a set of stairs leading up towards what looks to be a shrine. Over the hill is this large clearing containing another pond, complete with a house situated on a small island. It's here that I want to mention the amazing music this game has to offer. The sound design in general for this game evokes this otherworldly nature, which I just love. That, combined with the scene here, just offers this special calm with a bit of an eerie feel to it. Nothing ever feels like it can go wrong in this world. It just is. It's again why I consider this to be more of a surrealist game, if anything. The atmosphere in this area is also just awesome. The big pond with a lily pad path leading to this house is a great look. Walking to the house shows there's nobody home. There's a bed here, so I mean, surely we can interact with it, and nope, never mind, actually let's turn back. In the house is also this painting. A man lies dead with no wounds, after just having caught a red and white fish. I want to reiterate here that this was all primarily made by one guy, and Bryce was supposedly only 19 when he made this game. There's an excellent video by Resident Eccentric in which he goes more into the actual nitty-gritty as to how this game came to be. Link is down in the description. But I more so want to look at how this game stands. Alright, let's go check out the bed again. It's certainly in the same house, but something is very wrong with this place. The sky is filled with text, and the music has shifted to something much less pleasing. Outside the house is now a funny looking guy hanging from the roof, looking very perplexed.
Have you seen a painting around here? I saw it a long time ago and it won't leave my mind. I've traveled a long time to see it, and yet it's gone. Such is death, I guess.
Just like the cat, the artist here has a problem. The dialogue in this game is really important to understanding this world and how you can make an impact, as the things people say hint towards what they need. The cat is hungry, so we've got to find a way to get him some food, right? The artist is surely mentioning the art piece in the real world, since it isn't here in the nightmare. The question is, how do we get these things to the people that want them? During my playthrough, I was keeping their words in mind as I went through this world and trying to put the pieces together. NPC dialogue follows a typical introduction, their wishes, and then a hint about getting there. Back in the real world, there's also a boat attached by a rope outside. Since we have the sword, we can set it free, to which it drifts ashore. Going over to it gives us a fishing rod, as well as revealing this little side area containing what looks to be a gravestone. It reads, "May we see him in our dreams." Not very subtle. Here I decided to do some fishing. Yippee. Back in the dream, the fisherman's grave has a noose next to it. Cutting it reveals the man himself, though not really looking like him in the painting earlier.
I was a man once. A dangerous fish caused my fate. Its flesh could kill an immortal, but it can't harm plants. An immortal's death will never matter though. Ghosts can't die. The boredom is too much, and I wish to poison the future. You need to feed this fruit to a mammal with a beating heart. Take the victim's blood. I know of the plant. Please kill it. Save us all from eternity. We need non-existence.
The fisherman actively hates this world and wants to kill the tree. He is the first character we've seen with any conviction and believes the stagnant world is better off dead. He gives us a fruit that can poison an animal, which certainly sets up a potentially ominous fate for the cat. Regardless, it's another item to carry around. Plus, he's confirmed the story about the white and red fish, so, and again, another thing to keep in mind. There isn't much else to do here in this nightmare, so we can head back on our way back to the hub world. Let's see what lies on that other path. It's another natural area, this beautiful autumn forest. Leaves coat the ground, and the many trees' branches shield most of the sky. There's a nearby well with a jar on it, another item. On one of the trees is this note about potions. This concoction will aid the growth of any plant-based life form. The recipe simply calls for the blood of a beast and liquid bone. The potion holds potential for many practical uses, such as creating walkways to higher grounds, and the page ends here. Sounds like a good thing to keep in mind for all my botanists out there. The beast blood seems fairly simple to get, but I don't know anything about this liquid bone. Also in this forest is a small wooden shack. There are stairs here leading to a basement with a very long skeleton. Does this have to do with the liquid bone?
I'm not dead. I nearly forgot how to speak in my time here. Long ago I was gifted immortality. At first I was relieved. But 50 years into my new situation, I began to rot. I became hungry, and I was too weak to hunt. I can only stare at this wall. I forgot how to think. I forgot meaning. Please don't leave me here. If you do, please come back to kill me.
An immortal that wants to die. Luckily we already know about something like that. The fisherman mentioned this fish that could do the deed. I tried throwing the fish I already had on him, but it didn't work. There's gotta be more to it. For now, let's head out and check that well out. Down here is a very cramped library and this sick as hell dude smoking. What's up, man?
Who the hell are you? You know what? It doesn't matter. Maybe you can help me. You are standing before my life's work. I categorize and study magical phenomenon. As such, here and there I've been cursed. One such affliction is that I cannot open wooden doors. I'm stuck. My final wish is to create something without death. Unfortunately, the skull of a previous immortal is needed. The only one I know of lives behind a wooden door. Just my luck. If you can get me that skull, we may never have to meet death.
So the wizard wants the exact opposite scenario of the fisherman. He wants immortality, and it's pretty easy to figure out that he'll need you to fulfill the skeleton's wish in order to do it. Also in this room is another note. There exist tales of a glass jar that can only hold what is remembered. It captures art that is truly desired by the eye of a late beholder. Memories of the dead can take form within the jar, and is often highly... The page ends here. So we have this jar, but what did it mean about capturing art? Is it referring to the painting back in the cherry blossom area? Regardless, there's another wooden door that leads right back to the church to recuperate. We've seen a wide slew of character types within the game, all with different desires and wishes for things. What can we even do at this point? Nothing has changed within the world, we've just met a bunch of people and gotten random items. Well, we actually do have all of the necessary items and setup to begin changing this world. There are lots of choices to consider. Do we help the cat? Do we end up going with the wizard's or the fisherman's plan? What can we do about the artist? And what about the other little oddities, like the skeleton or the various notes we found? I want to make it clear that past this point is heavy spoilers territory. If this first section of me talking about the world has piqued your interest, I implore you to go play Fatum Betula and experience as much of it authentically as you can. This game is an absolute labor of love from its dev, and getting lost in its atmosphere was an excellent time. Also, as a quick addition to make this video easier, that dangerous fish mentioned by the fisherman is the same as the one in the painting. It's in the pond in Cherry Blossom, so I went and grabbed that as well. Otherwise, let's continue on. Given the amount of NPCs and items available in the game, there are lots of endings to check out. Chances are you'll be able to find some endings naturally as you piece the various dialogue bits together. There's a lot to go through here. Each ending of the game has to do with replacing the water of the Fate Birch with another liquid. The first ending I got was the one associated with the wizard. Once giving the skeleton the dangerous fish, his skull will fall off. Then it's just a matter of walking over to the wizard and handing it to him.
You have no idea how important this is. We have just cheated death itself. Fuck yes. Here, I'll brew it up real quick. What do you plan to do with eternity? Hopefully I can climb out of here. If I do, I'm going to write a book for my mother. She never liked my writing. Maybe I can change her mind. I have all the time in the world to try. Oh, it's ready. Here, take a sip.
He'll produce a comically huge cauldron containing this swirly starry liquid. Using a vial on it fills it with immortality. Giving the tree the vial will indeed cause the wizard's wishes to come true. Everybody is immortal in this world, and every problem is now able to be solved except for one: being alive. The world is now truly stagnant. It's like turning everyone immortal is the same as just leaving the world as it was when the tree flowed with water. And that's the end of the game. The credits roll and you're sent back to the title screen. But there's definitely more to see in this world, so let's reload the prepared save and do it a bit differently. This time, I wanted to help the cat finally get some food. It's a pretty easy connection to make that you can get the fish in this game, which seems to fit with the needs of the cat pretty well.
Thank you for the energy. I needed it. Now I should return the favor. Here, take this for your troubles. I know we produced plenty of it back home. Although, I can hardly remember my home. All I can seem to recall is fire.
He produces a similarly huge cauldron, this time filled with oil. He mentions that his home produced a lot of it, and it all came down in fire. It's unknown how the cat, or any of the characters in this world, came to be exactly. I find it interesting that the supposed refinery town ended up in flames. How did the cat get out of there? Or is there some symbolism here I'm missing? Giving the tree the vial results in this ending. Parasites is one of the weirder sequences of things here. It describes a change in the world that doesn't seem so daunting. Instead, the tree extends outwards, implying it's become almost parasitic to this world, and overgrown. Does the oil imply that people are able to separate from the tree, with it now merely existing as a parasite in this world? There's lots to think about with this ending, and it's one that I'd like to know more about what it actually means. Next, I wanted to fulfill the fisherman's wish, ending the Fate Birch forever, or non-existence. Giving the cat the poisoned fruit will make it keel over, letting you use a vial on it to fill it with poisoned blood. Poisoning the tree does indeed kill it. Since the tree is the world here, it also ends. There's simply nothing there. Nobody's there to witness the emptiness. In a way, it's similar to the immortality ending, just with nobody there. The world returns to stagnation once again. Arguably, the fastest ending you can get is obtained by killing the cat once again. Using either the sword or the deadly fish, it will instead give you the beast's blood when using a vial on it. The malice invoked by this kill leads to the murderer's ending. People in the world at large's violence and impulses are increased to the point where no peace ever occurs. All conflict results in a fight. This ending is a pretty clear bad one, considering how easy it is to get. The church guy at the start even warns you not to fuel the tree with blood, and look at what it got you. The world is now that of violence. Alright, so there's actually an extra hidden path within the hub world. Up on this unassuming ledge, which I didn't even know could be climbed up, exists this neat little hole hidden by bushes. You somehow arrive at an island, seagulls calling, and a looming submarine waiting at a nearby dock. There's also a diver here admiring the waves.
Such a beauty she is. The sea. Her shape constantly shifting. Her color is perfect. I hope I could look at this work of art for the rest of my days. Please, don't put anything in her.
While his hint is pretty on the nose. Interacting with the submarine naturally takes you down into the ocean with a bit of a weird scenario. Notably, a ruined church is sunken into the sand. The same eye logo exists upon its top, meaning it's surely connected to the same church from the start. Is there some sort of religion or following of the tree? Inside the church is an item, a key adorned with the eye logo. Wait, when was there ever a need for a key? We were fully prepared for all the endings, right? What did I miss? Anyway, also down here is another NPC. This guy, or thing? I can't really tell what it's supposed to be. It kind of reminds me of either a guy upside down or kind of looks like a drain plug.
Oh hey. I've been here a while. Not much to look at really. We are kind of just blocked off. I don't think anyone has ever been any further below. I am very curious about what could be down there. If only that seaweed wall would just die.
Well, considering the diver above just talked about putting things in the ocean, it's pretty obvious what we gotta do here. I went back and poisoned the cat, and instead of poisoning the tree, we're gonna poison the whole ocean. Talk about a potent vial.
I literally hate you.
The seaweed is dead, and we can now drift down into the chasm. We end up home? The suburban sprawl is almost liminal, considering all of the houses are the same and nobody's around. Let's check it out. It is indeed a house in here. Our house. After some mild TV entertainment, our mom here tells us to go up to our room. Coming back from that one hallway from the forest temple brings us back to the living room, with this thing sitting in front of the TV. Anyone fairly familiar with a game engine might be able to recognize that this is a pretty tongue-in-cheek way of showing that this is us. In fact, this is the first time we're able to not only acknowledge our own character, but is also the first fourth wall break in this game. If you use the sword on him, he drops, letting you collect your blood. Using this on the tree gives a different ending than the murderer's ending though, instead resulting in an interesting sequence. You perpetuate a cycle. For me, this ending is about how parents raise their children, and the act of killing them refers to making them exactly the same as you, perpetuating the cycle of the current system. In its own way, it continues the world of stagnation once again. Choices are indeed being made, but in the end, the world stays the same within. Or that's my take at least. Back in suburbia, you can come across this wacky building if you walk long enough. In here is a lab of some kind. Let's ask the scientist here what's oh, never mind. In here is a computer. His notes turn to nonsense as he begins to realize he's inside a video game. Another fourth wall break. It's interesting that here in the depths of this world are where its secrets are. Using a vial on one of the many eye logo covered tomato soup cans fills it with the stuff. Using it on the tree brings a sort of enlightenment to the world. It's a video game after all. This has a pretty clear lesson. Go out there and be real. An interesting little tidbit here is that the tomato soup can is actually the highest polygon count object in the game, which is pretty fitting. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I realized after a while I'd completely forgotten about the artist's wish. He definitely wants that painting back in the cherry blossom area, but it took me some wandering to revisit the note about the jar and being able to capture art. And yeah, I mean, you throw it at the piece and then you can actually collect it, letting you bring it to the artist.
Oh my god. You found it! It's not quite as profound as I remember. I guess I was setting myself up for disappointment, though. For an eternity, this painting has only existed in my mind. Well, it's still gorgeous, and I am beyond thankful. Here, this is literally my only other possession.
He gives us a cauldron of liquid bone. Might as well feed this to the tree. Now, I've been kind of skimming each ending here for the sake of this already long video, but I really want to play this ending out in full for you. Enjoy. If you remember from earlier, there was a note in the forest about combining liquid bone and beast blood together to make a plant growth serum. So getting the two ingredients and putting them together indeed makes the stuff. As you can imagine, using it on the tree makes it grow to cataclysmic proportions. This ending describes that the tree no longer wants water, but sacrifices. That same eye logo permeates the screen. That cult has grown alongside the tree, executing the supposed will of the birch. It was past this ending that I ended up getting stuck. All endings I cover past this point were gotten with the help of a guide, which I wanted to disclose here for the sake of honesty. So what did we end up needing that red key we found in the ocean for? Well, if you end up making that plant growth serum and then going back to autumn, there's actually another plant growing there across from the note talking about it. Using it on this other plant turns it into a big walkway in order to get up and around the river flowing through the forest. Beyond it lies a small church, also bearing that eye logo. Using the key on it lets us walk inside, in which it's storing barrels of wine within it. Collecting and using the wine on the tree results in the ending of faith. All hold faith in this world, tied by the bottle of wine and the words of the preacher. Death is not invited. He shows up anyway. We finally come to the conclusion of the game, and of this world. Many of our choices result in changes that don't really seem to improve things 100%. Were things just better as they were, with the tree simply being sustained by water? If you exit the church that has the wine in it, there's a chance a tiny moon will appear behind it. I honestly have no clue how you're supposed to figure this one out on your own. I mean, who is checking behind here and at that hitting the chance the moon appears? Anyway, interacting with it takes you to the moon. Who would have thunk? Up ahead is a long set of stairs, and at the top is this biblical-looking fellow. For finding it, he gives us the liquid of free will. Giving it to the tree results in a bit of a similar ending to the tomato soup one. Everyone now has free will. It turns out their time in this world was indeed just made by that god fellow. Where do we go from here? For me, this is about as much of a true ending as there is. The one behind the game intended for us, the player, to find him and expand our free will to the characters within the world. I mean, the setting here actually has no past, it just exists within the game itself, of course. There's nothing beyond the river and the forest or anything past the ocean. This world and this game exist to be explored by you, which I find kind of a cool way to put it. One thing I found out while messing around was that you can fall down behind the bush where the cat is. What I thought was going to be a funny out of bounds area actually led to something proper. Oh hey, I'm the one who made the game. You probably thought you broke it back there. Anyway, I just thought I would hide some thoughts. I hope you've enjoyed the game, but if you didn't, that's okay. You have to admit Simone did a great job on the music though. My biggest insecurity is the writing. It's probably pretty sloppy. I wanted to explore a lot of themes, but that was never the main focus. At the end of the day, it's just an excuse to make some little worlds. Atmosphere is really important to me, so that's what came first. I don't know who's reading this, but I hope your day is well. I guess, unless you are a racist or some shit. Hey, I've got a tip for you. You should edit your save file. Give yourself a liquid named Secret. If you do that, be prepared for some spoilers. Alright, that's enough of me. Talk to my bud over there, and he'll let you out. Pretty neat little Easter egg here. What was that about editing your save file, though? Well, if you go edit your string, you can indeed get yourself the liquid called Secret. Let's see what happens when we give it to the tree. Yep, it's just a neat little video of Bryce talking about the game. This is where the name of the church guy gets revealed actually, and I always love it when there's some behind the scenes content about actually making the game. And I really love that it's quite literally found after finding a secret and then needing to put the work in to change your save file. It's pretty human in a way. It really says that this game was made out of passion. As Bryce clearly mentioned in the secret area, he wanted this game to be about atmosphere. The many endings do indeed have many themes within them, but that was never the focus. The goal was just to make a cool world and have the player explore it. As was in Ending 9, the world here was just made for you to enjoy. I mean, the scientist in suburbia having an existential panic over the existence of polygons was pretty funny though. It's a bit cliche to say it, but I'd say that this game is a work of art. The utter passion from a singular game dev, especially at such a young age, really makes it clear that he had a vision and a goal when making this. Fatum Betula was an absolute pleasure to play, and I can endlessly recommend trying it out for yourself and just getting lost in the world here. The saying, "a picture paints 1,000 words," comes to mind when I consider the game. I mean, I've talked on and on about it here, but in reality this game is quiet. It's short, like a few hours short. Its world and characters simply exist, and the themes of each ending really aren't the point. Again, it's just the existence of this world that really matters. Things are left ambiguous, and you've got to do some critical thinking on your end to put the pieces together. You can form your own conclusions and takes, and chances are you've thought about what some things actually mean on your own as I went through them through this video. And that's exactly it. Form your own opinion on it, and I'd love to know your own thoughts on things. Lots of Fatum Betula's endings really don't end up changing anything, and it just introduces a new form of stagnation into the world. But again, that was what you signed up for with this game. Placed in a world without change, you must create fate by watering an ancient plant, determine a future, and live with it. Go out there and be real. And that's all I have to say. I want to give a big thank you to my friends who gave their voices in this video. I had the idea to voice act the characters in this game as really just a shower thought, and I couldn't get it out of my head until I had them recorded. This is also a much bigger video than I normally do, hence why there's a bit of a delay with it. I appreciate you staying to the end of the video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.
You are going to hell in real life.
Hell yeah.
It's just the end of the video. It just cuts to that.